Just go
again. I'll be.
Okay, now I'll click start streaming. Welcome back, guys, to Social Gamers. Here we have Dave and Will back. Here we go. Right.
Hype. I'm
Hype.
excited.
Today's
There's much
podcast is about Xbox, Microsoft Xbox, or Microsoft in general.
And what they've been up to recently.
We've all watched E3, or most of us have, and we've got all the news from Microsoft. First things first, we'll get the easiest one out of the way. Is the Xbox One, the original, will drop its prices, which
Good
is
for everyone.
pretty
Unless you already
obvious.
own one.
Yeah.
In a way.
It's it's inevitable. Considering they've just announced the whole Scorpio thing, which we'll get on to.
And the S.
And the S. So it makes sense. And they're obviously looking to enlarge their installed customer base to capitalise on any further gains they'll make in the market share, as I'm sure they would say to their investors.
So if you ain't got an Xbox One and you want to save a bit of cash,
Now it's a good time.
Yeah.
And it'll be increased capacity as well, isn't it not? Is it not?
No, I think it's the same one. I think it's the same. But the bundle's selling as low as £209 in British money.
In British sterling.
Yeah.
That's not bad for a current essentially a current console. £200. I'm sure a lot of retailers will bundle in some games for you as well.
Aye, it's
not bad.
It's a similar price point as the Wii U in a way.
We're going to move on to is the Xbox S actually. Was it the Xbox S is 40% smaller than its predecessor?
Which is a fair bit.
That is. That's a
fair bit.
That is. It's like it's crazy. Like it was last year, was it, or 2 years ago? They released the Xbox.
Couple of years ago.
2013, I think they announced or came out even.
And
I think
they shrank it all down into 40% more, and they've actually fitted the power brick in the back of the console.
Which, thank God for that. The one thing that always annoyed me about the Xbox is having to carry around that lumpy cable around.
Which is good news, especially for Dave.
Standardisation. Just plug it into with a normal plug, not your own proprietary power supply for it.
Yeah, but
trying to find my pop. Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Found the console, but not the power brick attached to this.
But the downside of the Xbox One S, which a lot of people ain't really thought. Well, to me, it don't. That Microsoft thinks it's not going to work, but it's the Xbox Connect. You can buy.
Do people still use that?
Well, I use it on the Xbox 360, and the kids love it. But I think today's generation, I think it's just not ready for that yet. And
it wasn't a massive success, was it? I think a lot of people, when it originally was announced and bundled with the consoles, people were saying, "Just I want a cheaper console. I don't want Kinect. I'm not interested in it." But kids love it, I suppose.
Keeps the kids amused.
Yeah, I noticed they haven't made it standard anymore, which is interesting considering how much they were pushing it when it first came out. It was like, no, you have to have Kinect. It is the law, Microsoft law.
And they backed up on that, going, "Well, that shot yourself in the foot, did you?"
But then the good thing about the Kinect, you could hook it up to a PC and get a program and do other things with it, like whatever.
Yeah, there's some interesting hacks going on,
which is quite good.
Or you have a disability and you use that instead of the keyboard and mouse and other things.
Yeah,
options.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it gives you unlimited options. Just a shame that they've done that.
But Microsoft say that if you've already got an Xbox One and for some reason you want to buy the Xbox One S, you can get a USB converter for it, free of charge, I believe. Let me just read it quick off this website on the Kit Guru website. It says if you buy the Xbox One S all you have to do is head over to the relevant support page. You'll be directed to a page to help you get hold of an adapter, which Microsoft will send you without charge. They were told.
They're told, yeah.
So at the moment, it's, as far as we know, it's free, but.
Well, they probably can tell that you logged into Xbox on the Xbox Live account, so.
Yeah, they probably.
Yeah, there'll be all sort of authentication stuff going on in the background there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another thing they announced was you can buy a customizable Xbox controller. So it can be lime green.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere actually, but I never read it up.
Gone are the days when you had to crack it all open yourself and spray paint it with Krylon.
The website is on right now. You can customize it, and the silliest thing I come across, like, yes, you can have a completely white Xbox controller, white buttons, everything. Oh, confuse your friend with this thing going. Yeah, just say.
It's a nice option.
Yeah, it's there, but it's like, oh, okay, you spend it extra to get your own personal thing, which is fair.
There's one thing I definitely want from Microsoft, and I may consider buying an Xbox One or Xbox whatever, is support keyboard and mouse.
They
like there's an adapter for that.
Some cases, but
unofficially, I think it's there, but it's like how much? Sod that.
Yeah. But so that's that really, guys. Moving on with more Microsoft news.
More Microsoft news.
Microsoft will ship games on Steam again eventually.
Hooray! Thank God for that. I've seen no more Windows Store. Yay! Fanfare.
Is that them saying, look, we'll do it on Windows Store first, but then if we don't get the right amount of money or made money from that, we'll whack it on Steam.
Yeah, I think they've generally seen. It was like the old Games for Windows Live. That was an absolute disaster in all sorts of different ways. I think they were hoping Windows 10 people would, when they launched that with a Windows Store, people would say, "Oh, this is quite nice. It works quite well." No, but people still stick to Steam and GOG and things like that because they know and trust it to a degree, and Steam is relatively trustworthy compared to Windows. So they haven't got the market share they were hoping they would get from that. So they think, you know what, at least if we go on Steam, we can sell games, which is what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And Steam works 99.999 times out of 10, at least for me.
Yeah.
And most people, I think we'll all agree, it works generally quite well now, considering how it used to. So yeah, I think they've seen sense by Microsoft.
Final one is, we have the Xbox One S, but next year we will have Xbox Scorpio.
Yet another.
It's like, Scorpio? Why? It's like, okay, he said
because they realised the current generation of consoles is not as powerful as it should be. Basically, I don't get the 4K emphasis because 4K, even on PC, is still a very niche thing. Most people don't have. I mean, I've got a 4K capable graphics card, but I don't run 4K because I like frame rates.
Technically, you need tube to graphics.
Yeah, I need tube as well.
4K at 60 frames. Bloody hell.
It'll be the future, I've no doubt. But 4K at the moment, considering most people only have TVs or monitors which will go up as 1080p, I've got one that'll go a little bit higher. But
obviously, they're getting ready for the future, basically.
Like it's future-proofing.
Yeah, but I think the other thing as well, he did say in an interview that the reason why he announced that, which was shocking, was because he just wanted to say, look, we're not hiding anything with Microsoft. You could buy the Xbox One S, but just to let you know, next year we're gonna have Scorpion or whatever.
Scorpio, whatever it ends up being. It's project. It's the project name, isn't it? It's not going to be called Scorpio, or is it? Do we know that?
No,
it's just called Project Scorpio.
Whatever it is, it's something. It's going to be a new console.
It's going to be an Xbox One that outputs a 4K. But whether it, I don't think it'll be an Xbox 2. It looks like it's a 4K option for an Xbox One, so it'll be playing Xbox One games, but it'll be upscaling the resolution to 4K. I'm guessing.
Maybe.
I'm not entirely sure how it works, but it just seems like a bit of a gimmick.
Well, I can see that implementing a hell of a lot of cross-platform, like from Xbox to PC. Which I just want to quickly divert a sec. Is that, did I hear right at the E3 that if you bought a game for the Xbox, you could play it on both?
Yes,
there was a bit of that,
or vice versa.
Like buy it once and use it anywhere, sort of thing. You get a license which you can use on any compatible system, which is good. Good job, Microsoft. You're learning.
Yeah, which slowly but surely. But it's always a catch.
The backside from earlier. Anyway.
But anyway, back to the Xbox Scorpio project. Is how powerful did they say it was? It was quite.
I don't think. Aside from the 4K capability, which would indicate some performance improvement, I don't think.
And
do you have any information at the time?
It's using components from AMD, so that's something I can mind.
What are your views, guys? Are you gonna buy the? Comment below, right? Are you gonna buy the Xbox One S or to replace your Xbox One if you got one? Or you gotta hold out for the Xbox Project Scorpio. To me, I would personally hold out till next year.
Wait and see.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
If you've already got an Xbox One, nothing's going to change anytime soon anyway.
Unless you want a pretty white box that's smaller. That's it.
Really, everyone likes pretty stuff.
And the Xbox One S, just to quickly put in there, is it's got a physical button now. It's not a touchy button.
Excellent.
So you could accidentally turn it off or turn it on or whatever. You could physically touch the button and push it in and on. About time Microsoft learned from them.
It's bad for that. You're trying to turn the damn thing on and move it. You bloody eject the disc.
Yeah. Bloody kids.
Just touch it. Next thing you know, it just opens again. Oh,
it's a good gimmick, but it don't work at the moment. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's podcast. I will see you again, and Dave and Will will see you guys again as well.
Goodbye.
Please like, subscribe, tell us whatever you want.
Send us tea. We've run out of tea.
Yeah. Right. Bye.
I need more lager.